Hi there, I'm Tom Neeb. Welcome to My Pantry Plan. Today I'm going to share with you 10 suggestions, 10 ideas you can start using today, right now, to save time in preparing great tasting meals for your family. This is not about gadgets, quite the opposite. This is about how by doing a few simple things, you can actually create time for more important things. Clarity creates confidence. How can you get that clarity and confidence? Clarity comes through education. And when you put what you learn into practice, you create the confidence that you really can be that super mom or super dad in your family's life. So congratulations, you're here, you're doing it, and thank you for being here with me today. Let's face it, you have a huge responsibility to provide great tasting, nutritious meals for your family, and at the same time manage one of the largest expense categories in your household budget, namely your grocery bill. We're going to talk more about saving money in the next video that's coming out in the next couple of days. Today, it's all about freeing up more time to spend doing what you really want. Maybe it's just more time with your kids or your spouse. Maybe it's more time to hit the gym or go for a walk. Maybe it's just a little more me time. Think about it. How many hours do you spend each week coming up with fresh new ideas for healthy, great tasting meals? There's the menu planning and the grocery shopping and the recipe gathering and the trips back to the grocery store for the items you forgot the first time and the hours you spend preparing those meals. And oh, by the way, you're busy. You're really, really busy. Do you say things like, there's just not enough hours in the day, or if I only had a little time to myself, or in the middle of fixing dinner, can you help me with this math problem? Whether you're a mom, a working mom, or even more so a single working mom or dad, managing all this takes a lot of time. I'm a lot like you and desire to be seen as that super provider for my family. And with that comes a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. Over the past 6 years, I've helped literally thousands and thousands of people with tips, techniques, and recipes for fresh new meal ideas. My mission is to share my knowledge and experience to help you save time in the kitchen, put money back in your pocket, and eliminate the frustration planning and preparing great tasting, nutritious meals for your family. In today's video, you're going to learn 10 time-saving kitchen hacks that you can put into use immediately at little or no cost and put hours back in your week. Just by putting a few of these suggestions into practice, you will free up time for more important things in your life. Already doing some of these? Great! Pat yourself on the back because you are way ahead of 90% of the people out there. Not ready for all 10 of these right now? No problem. Don't beat yourself up. If you can get 2 or 3 things that you can use right now, that's a huge return on investment just for watching this video. Just know that the time investing the time it takes to learn and put into practice these suggestions is always going to be time well spent and something that will pay dividends from now on. You have 2 paths you can take. You can keep doing what you're doing and get what you've always gotten, or you can join me here and learn a new way and make a real change in your life. Are you ready? Then let's get to saving you some time. Here we go. 10 time-saving kitchen hacks. The first, and it is first for a reason, quality knives and knife skills. This is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself to save time in the kitchen. Like I said before, this is not about gadgets. In fact, the gadgets, in my opinion, really don't save you any time. By the time you pull out your fancy gadgets, get them all put together and plugged in with your vegetables all ready to go. Me with the vegetables and a knife, and I'll be done before you get everything set up. A good quality knife set, and I mean a good balance, a good quality knife set, sharp knives are going to save you a significant amount of time. But I can't stress enough learning those very basic knife skills. And there are classes available. I can share classes online. If you're interested in those, reach out to me via email, via Twitter, or leave comments on this video, and I can send you information about some very good online courses about knife skills. This is absolutely one of the most important things that you can learn to save yourself a lot of time. Why? Because the majority of the time preparing meals is really in prepping those food items that are going to go into the pan. That's been my experience. I'm sure that's been your experience too. Number 2 is prep ahead. And this comes straight out of the professional kitchen. What do you think those people are doing all morning leading up to the lunchtime rush, or all afternoon leading up to the dinner time rush? They're preparing all of the ingredients, chopping all the items, getting them all put together so that they're ready to prepare those meals. For a good time, a ticket comes in the window, you have 10 to 12 minutes to have those plates ready to go back out the door. All of those items are prepped ahead of time. So when you go to the grocery store, you bring back your items. I can tell you what I do. I use those lovely little Ziploc bags, or I use Tupperware or like sealable, resealable plastic containers, and I do my chopping up front. Store it in those containers, put it in the refrigerator, and when I'm preparing a meal, I can pull those things out, take the amount out that I need, and put them back. Saves a ton of time. All right, number 3, involve others. Whether it's your spouse or your kids, as long as it's age appropriate, I am not saying in any means hand that razor sharp butcher's knife to your 3-year-old and have them help you chop vegetables. That is not what I'm saying. Age appropriate, but it serves 2 purposes. Involve others in preparing the meals, and you're going to save yourself a lot of time. And 2, you can pass along food preparation skills to your children, and that can carry on throughout their lifetime. I really enjoy these days getting, my son has picked up the love of cooking as well, and he'll fix a dish and he's so proud of it. He clicks a picture and sends it to me and say, "Hey Dad, look what I prepared, and this is what I did." Really get a kick out of that, passing those skills along, and you can too. Very important. All right, number 4, and I learned this one from a friend of mine, and it's protein for the week. What this friend of mine does, and the way that I learned it, we were over at their house enjoying it was actually in the summer when you could go out and we were going to be in the pool and having a good time. We went out there and he was going to cook some chicken breasts or whatever he was cooking on the grill. But I noticed he had a big grill, and he was putting out a lot of food on that grill, much more than we were going to consume just that evening. And I inquired, what are you doing? He goes, "Oh, this is something that I do every single week. I cook the protein that we're going to have for our meals for the entire week on this one day. And then we store those up, pull them out, warm them up, put some veggies with it, and our meals are done." This is a great tip. In a lot of places, wintertime, maybe you're not able to grill outside, but when you can, take advantage of this. Myself, I'm in a location where basically I can grill year round, and I don't do this all the time, but it's a great way to save a significant amount of time. And oh, by the way, the flavor is fantastic, and I am all about the flavor. All right, number 5. And this one is from my experience. Read the recipe carefully before you start. A little story. I was preparing a Thanksgiving meal many years ago, and no stress trying to fix a turkey for a bunch of people coming over the house. No stress or anything, right? And I got to where I was going to brine my turkey. I was getting my brine together, and it called for sea salt. And I went to the pantry, and guess what? I didn't have any sea salt. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just use regular table salt and everything will be fine. Well, it didn't turn out that way. The turkey was way salty, and it was barely edible in my opinion. Everybody else seemed okay with it, but I knew something was really wrong. Read the recipe carefully all the way through and kind of plan out in your head how things need to progress. Be sure you have everything put together. All right? The next one, number 6, is make enough for leftovers. This one is a neat trick, and it's just the realization that you're already preparing a meal. You're already getting everything together, all the pots, all the pans, all the prep work, everything's going on. Why not prepare enough for 2 meals instead of just 1? Prepare enough to have enough for leftovers to be able to have it on another night. And I'll get to the next one in a minute, but you can actually save that up and maybe have that even for a meal the next week or even several weeks from now. I love a term that a friend of mine uses, Melissa. I use it, but I did get permission, and she calls it must-go night. And we do that at my house at least once a week. We have must-go night. When all the leftovers in the refrigerator from meals that have been prepped before, we pull all of those out because everything must go. Must-go night. Use that. It's a great time saver. And number 7, it feeds off of number 1. Seal and freeze. I use a lot. We actually wear them out. We could probably go through at least 1 or 2 vacuum sealers in a year. And again, by prepping more than 1 meal, you can actually vacuum seal those meals. You can put them in the fridge. You can put them in the freezer, pull them out later. But it is a very good way to store meals for later use, and especially if you're going to put them in the freezer, because it really prevents that freezer burn, and they're going to last a long time. But we use this a lot. When we went on vacation, we went up to the mountains in New Mexico, up into the southern end of the Rocky Mountains, and we prepped all of our meals for vacation, packed them into ice chests before we left, took them up with us, and just heated them up as we went. But made a big pot of chili, had some, and we vacuum sealed the rest and put them in the freezer and used them in another occasion. This is going to save you a lot of time. Okay, number 8, keep cookware close. And by this I mean arrange things so that the items that you use the most often are right within arm's reach. I have a container that sits right next to the stove that has all of my wooden spoons and whisks and all of those things that I use all the time sitting right there on the top of the counter. I need something, I reach out, I pick it up. The pots and pans are right next to me. If I need something, I bend down, I pick it up, and I'm ready to use it. Want to save those steps going back and forth for the things that you use the most often, and that's going to save you a significant amount of time. It sounds easy, but it's real, and it's something that you can do right now, immediately, and save yourself some time. Number 9, organize your pantry. And again, this is something that I tend to do every once in a while. Once a month, I'll go through and I'll move things around and get things together. Have all of the canned vegetables in one place, and that's the place for them. Have all of your spices lined up and have them in a place where you know where they are. That's the secret. Have everything lined up, easy to find. When you need something, you can walk into the pantry, reach out, put your hand on it, pull it out, go back to what you're doing. And instead of having to stand there and search, again, organize your pantry. It's going to save you some time. And number 10, and I do this one religiously, is clean as you go. There's nothing worse than finishing preparing a meal and turning around and seeing a sink full of dishes. And I'm a bit of a clean freak, a bit of a cleaning fanatic as it is, but I do this religiously. When I'm done with a pan, I'll turn around, rinse it out, set it aside. It's actually ready to go right into the dishwasher, and it saves a lot of time on the back end of prepping your meals, and you can wrap things up really quickly. The second reason to do that is everything's really kind of loose and fresh and rinses off really easily instead of sitting there for an hour, hour and a half, whatever it may be, and sticking on and being a lot harder to clean. You'll find it's going to be easier to clean as you go, and it's going to save you a lot of time in the end. All right, that's it. 10 time-saving kitchen hacks that you can put into use right now. And if you can put just a few of these items into practice, you're going to put hours back into your week. And that's a huge return on investment just for watching this video. What will you do with the time that you've saved? More time with family, more time with the kids, maybe helping with some schoolwork, maybe some you time, some exercise time, maybe go for that massage. That's a great suggestion. I just want to share again, it's my mission to share my passion for great tasting meals, saving busy families time, money, and frustration in planning and preparing great tasting meals for their family, to allow more fun, joy, and great taste to come into all of our lives. Why? Because few things in life beats a great tasting meal. I'd like to ask you a favor. Please help me spread the word about this video series. Send the link out to family and friends that you feel would be interested in it. I would appreciate that very much. And I want to say very much a big thank you for your investment in the time watching this video. If you would, please drop down right now and hit the like button. Why? Because everybody loves to get likes. And leave a comment or a question down below. I'll be in there reviewing and responding to the questions, and I'll be doing that personally. I don't farm any of this out. It's going to be me personally in there watching. And look for the next video. It's going to be coming in just a couple of days, and it's going to be about how you can save serious money off of the biggest expense that you have, one of the biggest expenses in your household budget, and that's your grocery bill. I'll give you a little teaser. Imagine yourself walking towards the grocery store doors. And you're walking towards the doors and you look down and there's a $20 bill laying on the ground. Would you step over that $20 bill and keep going? Or would you pick that up and put it in your pocket? I know what I would do. We're going to talk about, and I'm going to give you 10 strategies that's going to guarantee that you're going to find that $10 bill, that $20 bill, every time you go to the grocery store. So look for that again later this week, and thank you again. Drop down right now and leave me a comment, hit the like button, and I'll see you here again soon. Thank you.